live in 3, 2, 1.
Got him!
We are going live.
The fuck?
We are live.
No, we're not.
Okay, so the first thing we got to talk about, and it's been like a week in the making, is we got to talk about how we were all right last week in our own way.
Hey, screw you intros.
Well, it's unscripted.
Right, Dave? Just go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
What happened?
It is unscripted. We don't do intros here, buddy. Hey,
I
buddy.
did the whole breakdown and producing the segments.
Hi, everybody. We're live, by the way.
God, ridiculous. I worked so hard on it.
Great show for tonight. Our
This
wrestling
is Joe
podcast
Salatori,
Unscripted.
or whatever my name is.
I'm Craig. Alongside me is Just the Total Package, Dave Vicious, and Cuz. Friday night,
Cruz.
It's cruise,
almost
right?
8 p.m. in the Pacific.
Beautiful. Well done, sir. You sound like a Doyer announcer. It's fantastic. Just like it. Dodgers, what? What are you getting? So they have the best ones. Why is
Dave, no, Dave has something to get off his chest. The fans out
No,
there.
no.
Talk to me.
No, not at all. Not at all. Like, we got in it pretty heated. And so heated that
They were
Craig's
scared.
like, can we fucking move on? Because we talked about this for 40 minutes last week. No, he wasn't scared. He was annoyed. He was like, fucking shut up already. But it was seriously a big thorn in the side of a lot of people. And I was basically saying, like, it was a bad move to put Truth, now Killings, into a main event match and then kind of bounce him. It just looked bad on the company, right? And people started to react. And just like, well, they did him right, though. I'm like, and they did do him right. They did him right. They gave him that main event, and they got to see him off in a way. And all in all, it seems like everything went the best possible way it could for Truth, now Killings. He's like, oh my God, I'm going to get a call from the VP of the company. I'm going to get invited back because everybody was pissed in the locker room and outside of the locker room. And it obviously didn't make sense to put that much heat on Ron right before you're going to let him go. I think that was the mistake. And they obviously backtracked on it because why would you say, I'm going to release him? And he's 100% told everybody this is not a work. Now what he's doing as Ron Killings is definitely a work, it's going to be great. I can see fun stuff with it, but I think we're all correct in the things that we were saying, even though we kind of disagreed with the premise of each person, if that makes any sense at all. Like, they did send them off well, but it was a mistake on their part because people reacted and people were chanting Truth on both TV not TV live shows, and then all of a sudden he's back. And back in a big way, in a major last-minute change to a match on a PLE. That got a great pop for it, too, by the way, and it definitely worked. But
What
there
I
was
love
no
about
way
it is...
that was not part of the 6-month plan.
What
Sorry,
I love
man.
about it is not one of us said he's going to show up
No, we didn't.
on
No.
Sunday. And then when it all happened,
oh my
we were
God.
so fucking pleasantly surprised. And we were like, just kind of smiles wide across our
Well, it's
faces.
like we
We're
keep saying, we
holy
can
shit,
never
like,
predict where they're going to go with
damn
it,
it.
whether it's a good or bad thing. We can never predict it, you know? It's awesome.
But you could also argue that it wasn't predictable because they hadn't thought of it until they got the reactions they got.
And
which
then
is
instead of actually enjoying it, we went right into the argument of whether it's a work or a shoot, and I don't give a shit. So can we just enjoy this ride? Like, no wonder, like, we don't deserve nice things. The IWC and all of us. Like, we immediately went into work or shoot. Who cares? Just, it was fun. Can we just have this moment and let's just let it ride? Like,
Yeah.
and I think we can all agree also when he cut his dreads off on Raw, we're like, ooh, are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure you're gonna want to cut those dreads off? That's like 20 years of dreads in the making there.
You sure
Ron.
about that?
The
You sure
hairline.
about that?
I don't know.
I think you should have just went completely bald with it, like shaved it off. But go ahead, Jess.
Cuz is putting Kenny Omega vomiting blood on me right now.
Oh, it's fantastic.
You gotta
God
have
damn
it
it!
up.
I need
You
to
gotta
watch
have it
the
up.
fucking thing because I can't see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Put it on your phone. Yeah.
What do you think, Jess? Before we move on, what did you think of the whole thing?
I was surprised just like everybody else was. I'm just glad that they actually had a good
Yeah, it was really good.
PLE
Oh,
because they hadn't in a while. Like there was a lot of things. I mean, WrestleMania was hit and miss, and that disappointed a lot of people because everyone, that's watching wrestling are former bookers and they could book something better. So like everybody didn't like WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble was like to me. I mean, it was again
exactly
what's in today's wrestling. It's all greatly produced. It's all it goes off without a hitch. Blah blah blah. So like, but I don't remember the last pay-per-view. Elimination Chamber was good if I remember. Like there was some good stuff from Elimination, but this pay-per-view was like really, really good. And I liked it before we even saw R-Truth at the end. I thought the men's Money in the Bank ladder match was fucking awesome and amazing, and might be one of the greatest men's Money in the Ladder Bank matches ever. The main event tag, I was not excited about going into it, and you know they did the same old dance moves for the first half of it, and then it started picking up pace, and I really got into it even before R-Truth came out, and then the ending was awesome. Like then they started in that match, I was like, man, this is a really good tag match on top of all of it. So, and then there was not a bad match on the card. Like the card, everything was really excellent. It was really, really a good show.
And then even so, and that we were talking about, so I didn't know if I'd be able to last or see both mid events, and maybe we would have thought differently had Worlds Collide been like kind of a bummer. But Worlds Collide set the stage that morning and was the perfect representation of AAA, which objectively AAA kind of stinks. Sorry, Triple Mania, like every year you see highlights is terrible. I mean, it's a whole different.
Plus, it's a different thing, and like, again, I'm not a massive fan of all of the lucha stuff. I don't like it. I don't like and that's not. I'm not ripping on anyone that's from that culture or someone who grew up with it.
Yeah,
I don't. I mean, it's odd to hear a wrestling fan say a certain type of wrestling that doesn't look more like a dance, like because it's all choreographed,
right?
But I mean, like it. I just like my wrestling different. And even when the Luchas came over in WCW back in the mid 90s, I didn't like when they would do the full. The only thing that everybody would lose their shit about is when they had the lucha matches on Nitro, is everyone diving over the top rope at the same time and all that stuff. Like we had never seen that in the mid to late 90s here in America. So seeing that was like, holy shit. But I mean, like the style of the lucha, the way they whip themselves to the ropes, Conan actually said it on commentary.
What are you talking about, Jess? I did pretty good.
Like, he gave a great speech. He was just,
he is awful.
Yeah, he was just fucking boring. It was the same tone and all that. And he's like, let me tell you something. And he made all the other announcers have to go down to him when he would talk and be like, let me tell you something.
This is going to knock your socks off.
Were trying to
man, my socks have been knocked off.
Get hot. But he was explaining like this isn't something that you're used to seeing. Like some of the rules are like blended and blurred in, and
the way learned that from his dad. Okay, all right, great.
Like the way they whip each other, the ropes is not like Irish whipping. They slap the opponent on the back, and that gives the opponent the signal to run to the other rope, and it's like this mutual respect thing. And it's I've always hated
sports
that.
entertainment.
Like, I don't
They're
like
more
the premise
sports
of it.
entertainment.
Yeah, I've always hated the choreography of the trios matches. Like that, they kind of just seem to, when they American style, they get away from that.
They'll take forever to set up, and
they've kind of changed, but it's always so choreographed with all six of them, and like
it's more
and
fun
dare I say that
instead of the theater.
Some of the worst American wrestling that I see now is taken from that, and I hate it. Like everybody's standing on the outside waiting
doing
for
a
someone
Spanish
to
fly
climb up and jump on them.
Jess talks about it all the time.
That's a great point, Jess. That is a great point.
And it's some of my least favorite American wrestling. So like, and again, I'm not. That we need that culture to generate the legends like Guerrero and Mysterio and even Jericho when he was traveling around was in Mexico for a while. So it's needed. You absolutely need to go get cultured. It's a needed thing. I like that WWE bought it. I think it should be highlighted more, and I think it's only going to help wrestling. It doesn't matter what my personal.
I mean, I remember I was the first one that texted, "Am I allowed to make fun of Mr. Iguana yet?" And then he sold me on it. And then I don't care. It's comedy and it works, but that iguana.
He's gone viral too. Everybody loves him.
He's a physical specimen.
Yeah.
And the marketing and brand machine, they had the T-shirts going during the pay-per-view.
Perfect.
Like it was just nobody capitalized. WWE, they were amazing.
The main event.
But the main event that we're seeing here that Cuz is playing,
it was match of the weekend.
Great. This was an
it was match of the weekend.
It had Vikingo. It was fantastic.
Like for me, it was match of the weekend. Incredible.
And if you just want to because you better record this and clip it so you can replay it over and over. But like it was better than Vikingo ever did in AEW.
Already said
like
that to Tony
the psychology of it and the way it was planned out and produced. Like
it was
fantastic.
Though. It really was.
It got all what they say his shit in. But like
it was the best. It was the best American showcasing I've seen for him. Yeah. And I think we just got snippets of him in AEW, and now like we're seeing.
Yeah, him and Gable was fantastic. It was my god.
Do you guys think if they do more of this, where we kind of get, for lack of a better term, like a sub card on like YouTube live like this or something like that? Do you think that this is enough wrestling for us on a Saturday? Because I think the biggest complaint that I've had, is that 4 matches on the PLE, 5 matches on the PLE. It sucks. Does this kind of help alleviate that if we?
Well,
do
ironically,
more
to your
sub-promotions?
point, they've been doing the 4 matches like on the PLEs. This one they snuck a 5th in there because Dominic was at the AAA show
Octagon
and
Jr.
challenged what's his face to an Intercontinental title match. So they
Right.
sprung.
Yeah.
And what a difference
yeah.
a 5th match made to me. I was like, dude, it was a different break. Like it didn't let another match go too long. I thought like they found the sweet spot. Like I think you might have even said that last week or before, Dave, of like just fucking give me a goddamn 5th.
Well,
match.
they usually are
Like,
doing
just
5
like,
matches.
and I
That's
think
right. Complain, right? Because
between
they
the
used to
two
do
of
like
them-
6 or 7 during. But now we just been getting 5.
Yeah, they used to do like 6 or 7, but for a long time they were just doing 4. Yeah.
But no matter the number 2, like so Worlds Collide because it was on YouTube, and I think they're headed towards trying to. This is a great test for their YouTube presence. It was like 300 million people watching, and you notice there was no.
This is
commercials,
why
no
I said
filler.
AEW,
And
like
obviously
when they
lose
were
all that
having
ad
trouble,
money,
like whether
but
they were going to stay with TNT or not. It's like, dude, just go on YouTube. You probably get so many. I know, I get it, the ad revenue, the cable, all that stuff. But or I don't know. They need to have something where it's just on YouTube where they get the audience. Because look at Worlds Collide. What did they say? It was 3 million on the US channel and 2.5.
AEW Dark was on
Maybe it
YouTube,
was just
and I loved
the time
AEW
that
Dark,
they
and
put
I
it
don't know
on
why
was
they
not
fucking
working.
stopped it. Like,
and the wrestlers.
yeah.
But even Money in the
It
Bank
did.
seemed paced
It did.
better, like less filler to me, or maybe it's just
No, it
me.
did.
But
It
like I
really
think they
felt
are
like it.
learning like what is overkill. Okay, let's put Slim Jim on the ladders. Fireball on the ladder, Slim Jim on the table.
just do it that way.
Slow
It's
down.
everywhere.
And I'm not wealthy like you guys, so I see the commercials, but
Right.
it's still like it was paced really,
I live in
really well. It
Glasgow.
seemed,
That has
it seemed
nothing
to
to do
flow
with
a lot better.
Meanwhile, I pay for the Netflix. I pay $7.99.
Yeah, I know
Netflix.
you're Scottish. Yeah.
$7.99
Pay for the Netflix.
I live in
Everything's
Glasgow.
on the up and up here. Craig, be quiet.
for reals.
Just settle down. Just.
But it was good. It was.
It's 113 in Glasgow
dude, fucking
this week.
Desert,
Yeah.
desert heat. Yeah.
What?
warm.
Sorry.
Glasgow.
Sorry. What?
Drew McIntyre. I saw him out in the.
That's
drinking cactus.
Scottish. Yeah, but I mean, bravo for
It
WWE
was
for a
actually it
great
was really
weekend.
good, and
Like,
this
was a
guy,
great weekend.
Fantastic.
he's going places. Mr. Iguana, if you're watching
guy?
the live stream.
Whatever.
Oh, I think he got in trouble by saying he was going up to the main roster because his T-shirt did well.
Well, they don't
and
know.
it's like,
Yeah, they don't know if he
it
was
is.
just
It's like, slow
joking
down,
either. That's the
Mr.
thing.
Guana.
Like they thought they don't know if he was actually just kidding about like, oh, I'm going to
Yeah.
the main roster because how much.
Yeah, and it's like they've got no
Yeah,
media
they're not-
training.
yeah,
They're
exactly.
not in the system yet. They're just talking. Like, just everyone calm down. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like it's going to take a while for them to find their footing and their momentum, and like
Yeah.
so. I'm not
they're
going to
used
lie. Like
I mean,
when
Conan
he
used
first
to
came,
run the stupid
Triple
thing.
H is all-
Conan in that sex bot. Okay, can we just say the funniest joke of the
Oh
weekend?
my god.
Jess said that the owner of AAA looked like an actual
she
sex
does,
bot.
like-
she looks like a
robot.
sex bot.
It was so funny.
She's
amazing, dude.
She's motion and emotionless.
She shed a tear.
Yeah.
It was a great joke. And then
The
all
first
these
time,
video
the first time I
packages of
saw her, I was like, she's on something, right? She's just like stoned out of her mind. Like she doesn't
like,
do
"No."
anything. She just sits there.
No, say it.
It's
When Iguana
Mannequin.
first came out, I'm not shitting you, like because like when they first came out, there was lights and there wasn't fog, I don't think, but you couldn't like see, and he was crawling when he came out, and I swear when he threw it down, I was like, oh, so he's just fucking throwing an actual lizard down like on the ground with his teeth.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
thought
I
it
guess
was
this is
weird,
Lucha
too.
Libre. And then when he went and picked it and shook it like that, I was like, that can't be. And then I saw it was a stuffed animal. I was like, Jesus.
I thought the
like,
same thing. I was like, that's just
For a
you
minute, I
can't
was
do
like,
that
he
to
carries a
animals.
fucking lizard like in his mouth down to the ring. I was like,
he
okay.
got you.
worked you,
Huh?
dude.
He got you on that.
That'll get him
bro.
off their ass,
Yeah.
Tito.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, he
should-
worked me more than R-Truth did. I was like, well, fuck him. He
Oh,
won. That
God.
was good.
Maybe we should
His
shift a
mom
little
is an
bit,
actual iguana. That's not true, Corey. That's
No,
not
it'd be worse than that. It'd be like, I know a lot of people thinking that it's a lizard, it's an iguana.
yeah.
It is a lizard, but it's a different. And that's Conan's commentary. And I'm like, boring, like all night. I would hear the other Corey Graves and the other guy try to get on the higher octave
Yes.
and really go, whoa.
Yes.
And then he'd be like, what I was thinking back when I used to wrestle. I was like, oh, shut the fuck
Shut
up, Conan. Like, my God.
Shut up, Conan. Nobody likes you.
In
Well, that's
1994, it's like no.
That was a
no.
good clothesline, but
No.
what I prefer to clothesline, I like to somersault into.
By the way,
clothesline.
there's no realm of wrestling that you should break up 1994 for any reason.
He's
I'm
gonna
just
do his
saying, there's,
finisher right
nothing-
now.
Nothing good happened in 94.
Yeah.
Nothing good happened in 94.
Conan milked like AAA
Market.
when he was in it, and then he fucking went to WCW. and I end my sentence. That's exactly what he did. And then he told everybody else to come over. And at first it all looked good. Everybody loves revisionist history is such a bitch. Like they all do it. Like Bischoff acted like, well, I mean, the only one thing that Bischoff did always keep healthy was the relationship with New Japan. I will give him that. But every other thing, Bischoff purged everybody. Like the second Guerrero and Mysterio and all of them came over in Jericho, he shared them with Mexico, which is a fucking genius move, because it would be like, Eddie Guerrero wants this much money on his next contract, and AAA's not willing to give it to him. And Eric's like, well, if he splits his time here, I'll foot $100,000, you guys will foot $100,000, and then he'll get his $200,000. And then they're like, that's genius, which was fucking super smart. I mean, it's great on Bischoff's part. But then once they got over and Bischoff's like, I need a cruiserweight division, he's all of you are not signing with Mexico, and I'm going to throw like $400,000 at you or whatever it was. And they're like, okay. Yeah. And so they all fucking left Mexico and killed the territory. And he did kind of what Vince did. They all do it, like to a certain extent.
The show.
And then to be honest, I took like 300 of it and was a middle.
Conan, shut up, Conan.
Huh?
What sounds really familiar to that is that happened in New Japan just a few years ago. It's got completely gutted.
I once ate quiche Lorraine with Rey Mysterio Sr. Okay.
And eventually WWE as well.
Which is what AEW tried to do with TNA and New Japan, and did with New Japan, and fucked them up. And what I like about what WWE's doing now is WWE's not, they will purge whoever they want, make no mistake about it. But being plugged into the WWE machine helps a lot, like when that happens.
Who is the little person in that crowd? In that group shot?
Mysterio.
Because it has up now.
With a Mysterio. Mini Mysterio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mini Mysterio?
Sorry,
that's not
nice. Who did I text that I was impressed with? Was it Phantasmo?
He was good.
Or the Killer
He's actually
Clown?
good. Yeah.
It was Psycho Clown.
The whole show,
it
man.
Was good.
God, man. Yeah. It definitely set the tone for Money in the Bank, because I was like, man, I don't know how Money in the Bank's going to be.
Just hearing a bunch of
Money in the Bank ended up being good.
Bunch of American wrestling fans. I'm like, I loved the athleticism though. Like it's so we read about it in magazines. Like Pro Wrestling Illustrated would cover AAA and all of that, and all the lucha stuff. But yeah, like we didn't really grow up with it.
I don't know why they all have to wear masks, but I think as a beginning thing, it's fine. I don't know why Trips made them all wear masks.
It sounds like you're saying they just work really hard.
El Grande Americano has a top
they're all doing
t-shirt
stuff.
now.
They're super active. Nobody's lazy.
Yeah, that's all true.
Dude, you want to talk about the star of the weekend, Chad Gable / Grande Americano.
Yeah, I knew we had to get there.
Why would you give him credit? They're
That's
two
pretty
separate
fucking
people.
stupid, Craig. I don't know.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yep. Grande Americano.
Watch out. I deserve that.
No, if you would have said Chad Gable and Grande.
I mean, that guy, what a stud, man.
But, yeah, Chad's doing a great job and bringing those two sets together. But I wanted to talk about something. I'm fucking jumping everywhere, but I want to talk about how much, if it's true.
Oh, Dave just froze. I thought everybody froze right now, and I was like, no.
No.
We can hear you.
Can you not hear me? I'm sorry.
Now you're back.
Now we can.
Now you're back.
I wanted to talk about how much I anticipate on Monday, if it happens, Goldberg getting booed out of the building because nobody wants to see him, even though they're betting on him having a world title match in Saudi more than likely.
No.
And that's why they took the title off.
It's going to be Saturday night.
They're saying it's Saturday's main event on July 12th or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in Georgia.
Saturday's main event. Even if that's the case, I don't.
Oh, so he can take an Uber instead of having to fly? That's awesome.
I seriously anticipate this is the next shift they're going to.
You brought that up. You see Rikishi?
That's fine.
It's fascinating to me
you're
that
talking about
Jay sucked
made
off
the Mania match, right?
Like you're talking about Rikishi going fucking nuts. Did you see Rikishi?
I heard about it. I scrolled past it.
The most
fire
fucking
the writers.
I hope he's fucking
in charge of it.
I hope he's playing a character because that was
they should all be fired, right, Craig? Yeah, fire.
That's the most ignorant rant I've ever heard. Like I wish I was there to be like, did you see your son? Did you see your son flub every promo every week, Rikishi? Like, are you sure? Like that everybody should be fired? Are you sure?
What's wild about that too, though, Jess, is that the crowd didn't care about it. Like I cared about it, but the crowd.
But it's not. I'm not saying he's not over.
Weird.
I'm not saying there's no place for him. I'm not saying there's not a place for Jay.
I agree with you. I still can't.
51 days. That
understand. There it is. There he is. Like, how do you flood that much and the crowd still?
I'm happy that
Jay's learning how to
Jay
get
got
some
to do
clicks.
he was
over.
over. He is over.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm glad that he got this stay. Like it was worth a try, and it's not a bad mark in wrestling history. I'm not suggesting any of that. Like
I know that we're not disagreeing.
But you know how many people actually get to where? I mean, they made this fucking TV title, and we're all arguing over that. To my point, just fucking don't even do it. Like if you're gonna fight over the television title, Rikishi, what are we even fighting over? Like John Cena is the world champion, and that's the end of my sentence. Like I don't know why we're even doing this. Like when Cody was the champion, Cody Rhodes was the world champion, and that's the end of my sentence. Like everybody knows that. Like everybody knows that. It's just silly. It's just silliness.
It's hard to keep track of all. How many times have they combined them and split them again? How many times
took off the TV title?
The lineage makes no sense anymore anyway.
If he said fire them for making that shitty title, I'd be like, Rikishi somehow is my new favorite person in the world. Like if he said that, but no, he didn't. He actually had to defend his sons. Look, I don't want to.
Can we also talk about the match was amazing, by the way, too.
There's some of the biggest.
What are you going to say no if you're Jey Uso and they're like,
royalty.
Hey,
they've got it all. Just this one time they want to take it off Jay. Like, who cares?
Sure.
You guys have everything that you could ever wanted.
Yeah, who cares? Like Jay's not going to get an opportunity in the future. Like he's not going to be a big star. Like he's still going to be a big star. He's still going to sell millions of dollars in merchandise. He's still.
Well, there's rumors now they want to put the Usos back together too. They want to make them a tag.
I saw that and I love that idea. By the way,
let's do it
because the tag team division's beefing up on both sides. So.
I mean, he doesn't need the belt, right? Like he can do yeet. Like that's got a shelf life of however long it's going to take. That's when you know that.
I hate that so much.
He needs some help. Is when that doesn't work.
And honestly,
by the way, he's always when he's done. Like that.
New Day needs to
shorten it.
New Day needs a big feud. Like the Raw tag division makes me want to fucking throw something at my television.
It'd be cool for the Usos to go after them, and then even if
people were saying Penta and Phoenix, imagine Penta and Phoenix versus the Usos would be fantastic.
Yeah, because they've teamed before for sure. Like, and they're fantastic.
But we have tag teams out there. We have DIY. We have people out there. Like, what's the deal? What are we doing? Like to your point, Jess, we're just not.
The SmackDown division is way better.
That's true.
SmackDown. I think SmackDown's a little bit better. I think SmackDown. Yeah, the SmackDown tag better is better. But like they do the same thing on both shows. They have 3 teams. They have Motor City, Street Profits, and you just said
DIY, and they have Wyatt 6 now. And
DIY.
Like they keep and then bringing more into the fold.
Now and they just reintroduced Wyatt 6 or whatever, so they can throw them into the mix too. So that was
tonight, right? Yeah.
I want a separate. We grew up in a separate tag division. We had the fucking, and I'm not even doing this for a laugh. We had the Killer Bees, the Young Stallions, the Hart Foundation, Demolition, the Fabulous Rougeau Brothers. Like I can go on and on. Like we had it was
natural disasters. Sorry.
The Dream Team. We had so many different the British Bulldogs,
Rougeaus.
Yeah. Yeah, like it was stacked when we were fucking Strike Force.
Money Incorporated, Strike Force. Yeah.
I said Strike Force.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but it was fucking stacked. Like we were spoiled, and that's just WWF. That wasn't Crockett, Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, the Road Warriors. Like it was crazy. Like the Fantastics. It was insane. Like how much Fabulous Freebirds, Steiner Brothers. It was crazy. Like what we grew up with. So when I see them just taking the same 3 teams and like doing different combinations with them every week, I'm like, oh my God, like, look, I know you got to lay people off at times, but like you could fucking put some money in your tag division. Give me a break. Like you should have 5 tag teams on each show, like doing something every week and kind of being a division, like
And that's why I'll kind of ride or die with FTR forever because they just continue to like keep the tag team division and the psychology of it.
They believe in that kind of wrestling and they will not let it die. And that's why I like them as well, Craig. That's a good point. I just feel that they're amazing, everything they do. And at first I didn't like their heel run. Now they're starting to get hot. Speaking of which.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. Finish your.
No, I was just going to say,
I'm going to shift to
you talked about the layouts real quick. I don't understand how, because you owe $2.5 billion at TKO, and you're going to lay off someone who's making $200,000 to $500,000.
But that's not why. That's what somebody said. They're not laying anybody off for that.
Well, it makes no sense to your point to lay these people off when you Again, I go back to my 4 matches on a PLE. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, if you want more people to watch, you want people to tune in and watch your fucking commercials, have more matches. Like, you know, you can create the sponsorships in the ring, pour money into that. You can charge more for that, whatever. But when you only have 4 matches on a PLE and you're laying off all these people where you could have plans for in the future, which, by the way, you know,
I was going to bring that up right there. It is.
And
I mean, why are we going to argue? Why are we going to argue that? Like, why would you not give the greatest wrestler of all time another contract?
But he hasn't done anything for like 2 years.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm gonna have to stop you.
Like I was saying in the text, I would love to see him and O.W.P. fucking form a tag team and just dominate.
But people that were wrestling a week before were getting released after. And what I'm saying is, I don't understand the purpose of it when you can have a few more matches, you can bolster the tag division, as you're saying, Jess. It makes no sense to take these, and then all the while you're bringing up these NXT people, which obviously they make less money. But maybe that's just to that too, because no one is ever going to make apparently another contract signing set like Roman Reigns. We're done with that now. Unless you're coming back as a celebrity, someone who built their brand from the outside, which is a whole other issue that Karrion Kross has talked about. Those people will get paid big money for small amounts of time, small windows, and people that have poured their life into the business that weren't allowed to have outside sources of income and a presence and a character set don't get to do that. It's kind of fucked up. It's all kind of fucked up right now. There's definitely an imbalance going on where TKO's like, well, you should have been able to do that, but we weren't able to. Okay, well, we're going to bring in someone like Cena who's been doing shit from the outside. We're going to Logan Paul, which is great, you know, but he was able to. The only reason why Logan Paul's there is because this is what he's done on the outside, not what he's done in the business, even though he's really good at what he does. And we have this weird imbalance right now of people that are like, I want to make this my life, and you're only going to pay me $200,000 a year, which seems like a lot of money, but not when you got to pay for your own flights. You got to pay for your own car. You got to pay for your own insurance. If you get hurt, it's on you. You're going to have a fucking $300,000 surgery and a $200,000 a year salary when you fucking blow your knee out. Who's paying for Zoe Stark? Who just blew her knee out? She just had her surgery. Who's paying for that? Who's paying for Zoe's surgery? I don't know. Maybe they
honestly,
are. I hope so.
They've been paying all that.
They have been for a while.
And
okay, good.
I was going to say, because like
awesome.
a lot of them right now, which I know this is probably also part of the plan with TKO, and I've kind of felt like it has been. Jay just landed a movie role. Trish Stratus and Kathy Kelly just both landed the same movie role, or in the same movie together. Miz is doing. He's going to be the host for American Gladiators. Liv just did that Japanese movie,
but he had to leave for that. Because Miz is not part of WWE right now. He's leaving for that. Like, that's not associated.
But there are other opportunities.
But I get what your point. The other stuff is all sanctioned by them. Again, the thing that's really interesting about it is, and this is a weird crossover, and I know I'm getting way long-winded. Somebody was just one of the old American Idol winners before everything changed and went mainstream. You notice after like that guy Clay or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Clay Aiken, right? After Clay Aiken, do you guys remember any American Idol winners that have had records and albums?
Only one.
But like the reason why that is because this was interesting to me. Who owned American Idol in the beginning was a record company. So their whole point was to find a star and produce them on their label. And then the network took over the show. The record label sold it, and now they're just like, all they care about is ratings and social media hits. And from there, the American Idol disappears. So we're in this weird flux of wrestling too, where unless you already built something from the outside, you're not going to last, and you're just going to get dredged through the cycle. And I think Jess would argue this has always happened in wrestling. You have to make yourself a star within the window you have, like Stone Cold did, like CM Punk did. But I think they kind of got screwed in this weird flux of change. And I'll stop there. I've overtalked it. Sorry. It's interesting though.
I don't know. I think just because it's owned by a bigger company, it's under scrutiny. It's literally happened all of our lives. There's nothing different about what they're doing at all. Like, it's always been this way. It just
When it comes to big companies, I agree,
now it's called releases. It's just before they just would stop showing
Right.
up on television, and then we'd see them on WCW like 4 months later. Like that's all it was. Like it's not. There's nothing different than what they're doing now. They like some wrestlers. Some wrestlers work well in the system. Not that they're bad or toxic people. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying that some people just outstay their welcome, and it's time to go. And some people like almost get re-signed. It just happens that way. There's no rhyme or reason to it. We just have a super sensitive social media now that wants to scrutinize everything. So this is all exactly the same, except there's some differences. Like, TKO owns it now, and that's a multi-billion-dollar company, and that's all different, obviously. But I mean, it's all the same game plan. It's all like, show that you can balance your books, show us that if the times downturn, what you're gonna do. And that's what they're doing. They're not keeping like dead weight. They're just not. And look, Miz has had a hell of a career. If R-Truth left, he had a hell of a career. Like it's time to go. It's just time to go. I don't want to see Natty anymore. I'm sorry. Like, I don't. Like, and she could be a producer in the back. That's fine. But like, it's just, there's going to be a time where everybody goes. Now, you're going to have some 20, 30-year-old people like Steve Lombardi and, those people like that. And that's awesome. That's going to happen. Or Bruce Pritchard will work there for 20 years, leave for 10,
I would like to see the Natties.
That's totally great.
I know
there's always going to be
Natty. It's like, because, for one, she's...
I want her to be in the back. I don't care when I see her wrestle anymore. I'm like,
because she just comes out in jobs. But like, I would at least like to see her given the chance to do what she did in Bloodsport. Like let's let her try that for 6 months. I guess right now she's going to be paired up with.
And by the way,
you know what'll fix that is a nice good old fashioned release.
The movie role that Kathy and Trish are doing is called Karate Ghost.
It's going to be
so.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah, it's called Karate Ghost. Porn? I don't.
It's fine if it is. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm saying it's fine with it is.
I mean,
I think we're both like last week saying the same thing. Like it's just more hyper. It's more. There's more of a magnifying glass now on all these releases, and then everybody online thinks they're a fucking business expert and they know what releases are and what. It's just silliness. Like it's just all silliness. It's happened since we were fucking kids. Like it happened all the time. Like it's the way it is. People would but back then it was on a smaller scale and you didn't see what was going on in the back. Somebody said something bullshit to Vince, like,
can I ask one question? Would you rather have kept Shotzi or brought back Nikki Bella?
Personal preference, I don't know.
I mean, honestly, if I'm being fair, like Shotzi's, I'm not saying, okay, instantly it kind of proves my point. Right. Yeah. I know she did a death match like this last weekend or whatever, but like I didn't even know she had that range, right? So now we see what she can do. She's had many chances in WWE and not done anything. I would bring Bella back all day long. All day long. Right. She has social media presence. Her and her sister were like super. We could say what we want about their in-ring stuff or whatever and our eye rolls or whatever, but they motivated people and they got people to buy merchandise and watch. Like, so I would say I'd bring the Bellas all day long.
The Divas show brought in a whole bunch of women to WWE. They still remember. Yeah, that's
but now Shotzi gets to go.
I didn't ask her for a gotcha moment too. It's an intriguing question. I just like, what would you prefer? Right?
Yeah,
I wasn't trying to get gotcha at all.
But look at what Shotzi can do. The Bellas are not going to go to fucking
if they do, they won my respect.
Get bladed. You know what I mean? Like
start having like
maybe they win respect. But honestly,
matches where they tape the glass to their fist.
Maybe it's a Zack Ryder. It's a Zack Ryder situation. To your point, Zack was always ready to go when they finally released him.
Yeah, and now Shotzi's like showing that she could do some crazy shit, and then who knows? Maybe she'll have a resurgent in AEW. Maybe she'll go to New Japan. Maybe she'll come back in 5 years or less. Like
maybe it's a Cody thing. Yeah, maybe something like that.
Let's let it do. Let
a couple light bulbs to the head, Nikki.
Let it breathe. Well, speaking of AEW, so it's funny how I've been waiting for this, and I've been waiting for them to do this, and I'll explain what I was waiting for them to do. So many times, AEW will just get an Okada and get an Omega and go, huh? Look at them. Look at them. Like, and it's like, okay, we know who they are.
They took forever to touch, is what you're saying, right?
But remember they did New Japan? Remember they wrestled in New Japan? But I mean, that's their build. Yeah. That's their feud. Like, they would bring them and they'd be like, all right, we got Ospreay. Ospreay standing next to Omega. Look at him. Look at him. And that's the feud. That's the storyline. That's the storyline. That's everything. And then this week, they fucking did something, and it might be over the top. And it was when you just watch the clips of Omega vomiting,
it's fucking great,
it's ridiculous and the stupidest shit I've ever seen. But there are so many people, to your point, cuz, that are just like, fucking finally, you do something with these two rather than just put them in the ring going, huh? Look, huh? They're facing each other. Isn't that crazy? And the crowd's chanting, holy shit, huh?
Yeah.
We'll see them at All In.
And that white shirt is
that's
so
all they used to
deliberate,
do. But now I was not expecting that. And like when he dropped the second elbow, he's all like on the ground. I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like
I just feel like though, like the only bad thing I have to say about it is like how many more times are you going to cash in on Kenny's diverticulitis?
Well, Dave, you
like
have to give him credit. You have to give him credit. So this might be the
like
this might be the
time.
He
this
had
might be the longest term story.
I didn't know that.
This might be the longest
I heard
term
about that.
storytelling in AEW in their existence. Like this might be because they've been beating that into our head for a fucking year, dude. Like that's about time they paid it off.
But
we
like,
saw him vomit his guts out.
To your point, Jess, like I love like this is their 5th time matching up against each other, and you cannot assume that everyone's seen all 4 matches in New Japan with these guys.
And the video
It's
package,
like,
didn't they pay like a fucking 10-minute video package before they came out there? And they've never done that before.
They made a meme, though.
So you're hooking a new audience.
Yeah.
Like it's
They made a meme out of
time.
I wish it was more serious, but it was fucking funny. Like because I feel like they should be treated more serious, and it's like it does kind of suck that this is what the takeaway from it though.
As long as they tune in to see them.
But it's going to get attention.
So here's the thing.
Here's going to be fantastic.
It will be.
I think it's going to be good no matter what. However, they're not who they used to be. So also why I think this is incredibly smart is you bring in a heavy storyline like on top of their history that they've had throughout the years together. You now if they want to start slow and build, if this match is going to go 40 minutes, which it might, like now I can at least take the first 15 or 20 minutes of them not being who we used to remember. Does that make sense? Like they're not going to be the Okada and Omega of old. So for 20 minutes, they're going to have to just get warmed up.
Well,
and then once they do that, but now the announcers to Dave's point is going to be like, oh my God, he's putting him in a gut bear hug. And we're going to see that shit. And we're going to see Omega like reach out to the crowd. And we're going to see all this psychology, which I'm excited for because that's kind of what pro wrestling is.
Which is brilliant because that's how Daniel Bryan survived like his last 18 months, right? Was that neck stuff.
Every fucking move. If they would give him a snapmare, he'd hold his neck, and Craig would text me, "Oh shit!" And okay, never mind. I'm sorry, Jesse's okay. Yeah. Like but we thought it, we bought it. It's like every time Brian would land wrong, he'd be like, "Oh," like he'd sell different, and we're like, "Uh-oh," like, and there is something to that. So now
forget about that. He's not the same Daniel Bryan.
Honestly, when Daniel Bryan doesn't sell it, he probably got hurt. When he doesn't
I want in the build up, and I don't care how they do it. I need them to like double and triple down on this. So like I want Omega wearing like an awkward coat. Remember when the Ultimate Warrior bled from his head? He was wearing the jacket that he never wore before. And like in SNL when they do the vomit sketches, it's the tube and the thing. Yeah, I want Omega to be all like I want Omega, and then like he takes his hand away and it's still coming out. I want that. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I just make it happen. Like Tony Khan, make it fucking happen.
Come on, and just correct me if I'm wrong on this, but isn't this from like New Japan completely different because their roles are reversed? Kenny was like kind of a heel, and Okada was definitely full face in New Japan. I mean, this is completely
that's a good point, and that's a good point. And this is American style wrestling. They don't really do like gore stuff. I mean, there's other promotions in Japan that will bleed, but New Japan's always been about respect and the athleticism, and that's usually their thing.
Dude, they would ice their neck at the end of the match. Bring out the ice packs.
Fucking in America, we're like, he's gonna land a stretcher, and then when you hit him, I want you to put a blood capsule in your mouth and vomit violently. Like that's just the way we do things here. So like I am, I was pleased to see that even some of the most cynical AEW fans were like, well, fucking finally they're doing something. Like finally, they're not just relying on two guys going, look, we got Moxley and Daniel Bryan.
Argue, finally, they're gaining some traction. They're building some story. They're selling out their smaller arenas. They're scrubbing, man. They're doing work. I mean, AEW has found an opening a little bit where we've been complaining about. Well, I've been complaining about a 4-match PLE quite a bit, and AEW is like, we'll give you 10.
They stopped getting annoyed when WWE was getting like the more popular WWE got after Vince left, the more annoyed.
To show the close up.
The more annoyed, and I know Craig, you hated Don Callis, but like I'm so glad they put someone with Omega. It's going to be so much better to have him cut promos against Omega and all that is going to be a great build up. I know, Craig, I know your feelings, but. I think it was a great pairing, and to have those guys together again, those three are going to be fantastic with the promos leading up.
It's gonna be. Keeps spitting up. It's
so funny. It just keeps spitting.
Great.
It's the best.
It's gonna be
Maybe have
great.
some traction.
Yeah, no.
But I was
shit.
I was reading.
So
I was.
You want to talk about like 5 match for PLEs, and then
That face is ridiculous.
But then 4 hours of Summer Blockbuster on Wednesday for Dynamite. I couldn't do it. I was like, I can't do 4 hours of TV. Like,
Yeah, why do they do a 4-hour Dynamite? I mean, it's working, I guess, but like when last Wednesday when they're like 4 hours, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
and then they opened with Osprey and Swerve.
Because you just argue that I don't know, man. Like we talked about streaming TV. Craig, and like streaming is not working. It's not making money. It's hemorrhaging. That's why commercials are coming in. Cable, but 4 hours on cable is because there's nothing else on, right? Like what else are you going to air?
They are striking what like it's coming off. TNT has both NHL and NBA finals.
I don't like him
and
next to me. It's creepy.
They're like, so it's like as soon as it ends, like they're starting with AEW, and if anyone's tuning in between those 4 hours, like I get it. You can kind of see the tide turning a little bit. People are tuning
false?
in.
Is it turning though, Craig? Is that false? Like they did it a lot with Collision, and I understood why they did it, but like because I could think like they did. It was one of the NBA specials they had, and they put Collision on right after it, and the first 15 minutes of Collision got over 1 million people, and I was like, that is not true. I mean, it did technically, but 1 million people weren't like, oh, Collision's on, and then like the next 15 minutes, it went right back down like 300,000, like instantly, like so it's like, but they're using it, and good on them, and they're trying to just pad their numbers or whatever. But you also got to do good product, which they have been lately. And by the way, this is also with Moxley still as champion. Somebody said that this week, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not saying it's because of him, but they didn't panic. They stayed the course, and then they started feeding him more credible challengers. And stay with me on this. They made the matches fucking entertaining. Like the first few matches of Moxley, I was like, Jesus, kill me now, because like or the match with Edge. Like was so fucking bad, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, and then now they're putting him with Swerve. Now they're putting him with other people that can move around the ring and bring color to the match. Like like in Fly, Moxley can just be in the ring, and they're bringing animation and color around him.
They're trying to get their money. They're trying to get their money out of Cope, and it's not working out.
Is he champion if you've never seen the belt too? Like, I think that's a purposeful thing too. Like. It's just stuck in that briefcase.
And now
they
they're
keep
talking
calling
about
it
that the main event may not be him and Adam Page. It could end up being a 3-way or a fatal 4-way with Swerve, Osprey, and those two. And I'm like, okay, like,
I don't know.
then what was the point of the Owen Hart
do
tournament? I mean, I know wrestling changes, but like, just choose your champion, choose the guy that you want to beat Moxley, and have him beat Moxley clean, and then break the briefcase open and fucking hold the belt up. If you have a 4-way match, is it going to be a good match?
You're not getting that impactful
but you're not getting a definitive. You're not finding your hero. Yes. Yeah.
And you know what? In my head, I saw this moment of Hangman in Texas as the cowboy. Like, let it happen.
That's who it should be.
I think it's going to be awesome. Just
put it on Page.
3-ways
just
are fine,
do
but
it.
it always misses something. 3-ways and 4-ways miss something. It's one-on-one. It's man-on.
Is it time for Page finally, Jess, you're saying?
Yes, put it on Page. Fucking do it. Like, do it.
Okay.
You've done the Moxley thing enough. And I'm not saying disband. Like, listen. I know it's not popular.
I just thought it was time for Cope. I thought it was time.
I like the Death Riders. I don't mind the Death Riders. I wish they would flush them out more. And it seems like they have more of a creative, like, brain in them. So, like, I just want them to be flushed out more and learn who they are as characters and do, like, there's something there. It's just, like, but you got to take it off Moxley at All In. You got to. Like, it's time. It's not, don't bleed it out till Full Gear. Don't do that.
They're going for Roman Reigns.
Get it off Moxley now.
We'll always applaud Moxley for saving their skin so many times over when people bounce.
Moxley, for sure, this run deserves a lot more credit than he's getting right now. I guarantee you in 5 years from now, when people start talking about this like run, I'm not saying it's going to be one of the greatest of all time. They're going to be like, you know what? Moxley's fucking pretty solid. And like he is. Yep. He is very solid. I've always liked Moxley.
I've never denied that. I've never questioned it. Moxley's Moxley, man. He's amazing. And I don't think he would have gotten the accolades if he had stayed in WWE.
How different are those three? How different are those three? And when they split up, like, how different they all became. Like, well, Roman had that growing problem for a while. But like Seth and fucking look at him now. Seth is totally different. Roman is totally different, and Moxley's totally different.
They've all depended on factions too, like throughout their the last 10 years too, which has been fine and been fine on their own.
Nothing wrong with factions.
No.
Look what Seth is doing one now. He's leading one now. It's fucking good. So it's gonna be amazing.
You know what I like about Seth's faction is that it bothers the internet wrestling community so much that they don't have a name yet. It honestly bothers keep it that way, them. I mean,
it is like really?
Yeah, they're
Dave,
fucking
like
stupid,
they
dude.
are fucking upset.
I haven't read that. I didn't know
boy.
that. It doesn't
I'm a
bother
little
me a
bothered by
bit.
it.
I'm like,
It
faction.
makes them crazy. It makes
People
them
are called them
fucking crazy.
Seth
actually
Riders
good.
makes me laugh though.
The Seth Riders.
That's a good one. I don't think it needs a name. Why does a faction necessarily have to have a name? Like, fuck, I don't. That didn't bother me a bit, by the way. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was such a big deal.
Anytime I read a post, I feel the post. It's like a 3D post because they're just like, it's just so angry.
What are they
This
supposed to
shitty
be?
faction with no name, and no name seems to like be the biggest font. And I'm like, so what?
It's
like,
definitely not a no-name faction. I agree.
It's fucking awesome.
but it's
Like, the faction's awesome.
fucking
I love the
cool.
faction. Dude, the whole thing with the new bloodline and that faction at fucking Money in the Bank was fucking awesome. Like,
It might be too
awesome.
much. It might be too much. But Drew's
Yeah.
taking time off to heal, right? Was Drew seal that? Like, do you bring him in, or does he need to be? Does he need to be his own man? Like, I'm just
Listen
asking.
to me. I can't believe I'm still explaining this. This is embarrassing for you.
Dave, listen, Jess.
He is the man. There's no group with Drew.
Oh my
What are you
God,
talking about?
dude?
Like, he's the
We
king.
talked
Like,
about
there's
how
no-
they all hate CM Punk and they're all against him, and this is coming back.
Drew does it to get in everybody's head. Drew needs no man. Like, he's gonna be fine. And when he comes back, you're all gonna pay. All of you. The internet wrestling
I think-
community.
What I love
Everybody.
too is that I love that CM Punk will never go to Saudi, and he really holds firm to that, and he is not going to be there.
He's not gonna be in Saudi, right? Is what you said? Yeah.
Yeah, CM Punk will never go to Saudi Arabia, and he said,
I know that's all. Of course, that comes up too. Everyone's posting when he.
Here comes the money.
Yeah, he said,
Wasn't
have
it
fun
against
sucking
Miz or
blood-
whatever?
blood money
Miz
dick or something.
texted-
I don't know. He said something
tweeted
like that.
yeah, a Saudi blood money dick.
God.
Yeah,
Maybe,
we all regret our tweets sometimes.
maybe he realizes that
Sounds like a good
time.
amount of money.
Now
I
he
mean,
wants to go and see what it's about.
a lot of money.
Yeah, I think
So
I think
that is set, right? It's John
Yeah.
Cena and CM Punk
In the
at
ring, yep.
the Saudi show, right? That is okay.
Yeah, it's. Oh yeah, they
Punk
did.
came
yeah,
out
they had
tonight
some
and gave a good promo.
Yeah,
He
him and
always
Cena.
fucking Punk's great on the
Him
mic.
and Cena.
Oh,
So-
he's so good on the mic.
Yeah, well,
him and
so
Cena on Monday.
I like
was
all Cena's
fantastic, too.
facial expressions. Like as they're like trying to cut him down, he's just. It's always like same old stuff.
my wife says
same
he
old
looks like an X-Men cartoon
Yeah, he
character
does.
because he's
Yeah.
so chiseled. He looks like dude, if he wasn't already Peacemaker, he could have been like just the chin. He could have been like
I'm
fucking
like
Superman from the
him
comics.
changing his
Oh, yeah.
face, when he hugged Cody and turned or whatever.
was beautiful.
I give him credit for all that too. I'm just underwhelmed with what they decided to do with him a little
Yes.
bit. And it's going to build momentum. I know it's not done yet. We're only halfway through the year, but at the same
see.
time, like, I'm a little disappointed with what they decided to do with. I really wanted, I like the entrance with everything black and just the white block letters. I love that, but I want his attire to match. I want it to be just I want him to take the air out of the room on purpose when he
But
comes out
then I
there.
couldn't pay
Like,
$35 for a special edition Knoxville shirt.
He'll
Yes.
make it. It'll be there, Craig.
Yes,
Trust
I
me, they're gonna
couldn't
sell
do
it no matter
I
what.
couldn't.
You get nothing.
Well,
Yeah, I don't
it would be funny.
I
it would
agree.
be,
And he said,
it
like,
would be funny if
because
all
it's
the
so
shirts were
formulaic,
black, Craig,
he
and it
gets
just
laid
said John
out
Cena
every-
and block
But I'm
letters,
glad
and it just says
I'm
the
glad
town
he
on the
played
back.
that
I think
into
that'd
it
be
though.
fucking
Like,
great. Like,
I'm glad he played into that though. How he
Fucking
said, "You
amazing.
get no new music, no new clothes, no no new look or whatever."
Yeah.
but I thought he should have stripped it.
But
I
I'm
thought he
getting
should
your
have stripped it all
armbands,
away.
your
I thought he
shirt,
should have.
and your towel every
I
single
wanted him to take everything away. I'm taking this away from you. So he takes his towels away, he takes everything, and he just stands there angry, like with just a spotlight on him. No pyro, nothing. Like, I wanted that John Cena.
And then
because
he's also getting laid out every single episode and laying in the ring for like minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Like he said when he appeared on McAfee after Mania, he's like, I'm going to kill wrestling. And like this, whatever, maybe overthinking it, but he's kind of doing that, but he's doing it his way. And I think we will be satisfied. Because
I am not disappointed in his performance because I respect John Cena and
No, he knows what he's doing.
I
You're-
want
yes.
him to end his career however he thinks his career should end because he deserves that.
Triple H agrees with you.
Right.
Yeah.
And, listen, he's not the
gets,
best
who
wrestler.
gets-
and
who gets the payoff? Predict it now. Who gets the payoff and win? Because he's got limited dates.
honestly, at this point, I'm just let Truth do it.
No way.
Let him go.
No
He's
way.
Ron
Let him be
Killings.
I
He's
would say
Ron
let him do
Killings
it.
now. Like, he's serious. Like, He attacked John
That,
Cena
that
twice
wasn't
tonight.
on the, that wasn't on their bingo card, but it's in the cards now. Right?
Let Killings take the title off him. I mean, you swerve everybody, or I don't know, whatever's you think is real or whatever's a shoot. I don't care. Like
right.
we're led to believe that he was let go, and that smells like a work to me, right? Telling the fans that you did something, that's bullshit. Like so. I mean,
you like the show. You like the show. Enjoy the show.
This is good, Jess. This is a great moment. Let's take a moment because, like, what do us all individually think about? Is it a shoot or work? Like,
it's a one. I'm just saying it's a 100%.
And I see
work.
the people's our truth responded and
work.
said it's not a work. I'm like, you fuck. Oh,
of course he did, and he just lied to you, and he was in character, and that's okay. That's okay. That's what we're here for. And Triple H did say it. He's like, enjoy the show. I'm like, right.
I think Craig and I disagree. I think they reacted.
They did not. They did not. Like, there's no fucking way.
I don't think
they do that anymore. Like this, we're giving them credit for having this cold and callous machine, but then now you're telling me all of a sudden that machine got feels for Ron Killings and then decided to call him? No, like this was all part of the plan. Like you can't say it's a cold, ruthless cutting machine that doesn't care who they cut and it's just about money now and bottom line and they're going to put a logo on everyone's socks going forward. Like you can't say that on one and then on the other hand go, but our truth got him right here. No, he didn't. Like it was done from the beginning. Like I
don't think I
think what happened. I think what happened.
Scared about what? Like. Letting Ron Truth go? You thought Ron Truth? Now
I know. Jess, we had this argument last week.
I know, but I'm going to say you
should have just let it.
Yeah,
they already made the decision. They should have just moved on.
If they really fight, they didn't move on. I'm saying this was a plan from the start. Like this was their plan. Like they wanted him to go, you're going to post on this day and we're going to release you. And then we're really not going to have you re-signed because anybody that tries to do any work will not find that you re-signed. So we need that. Like same thing with Punk. They didn't re-sign it until he was walking out to face and win the title from John Cena and he signed real quick and went out and won the title. So there was no signing of him going into a room with anybody before, doing anything or his agents talking or anything like that. That's what they do best. And Triple H, since he took over now, is like, we're going to fuck with the internet. Like, if people want to live on the internet and believe in the internet, we are going to affect the internet. And that's what they did. Like,
I agree with that. But also, like, I think they would have handled truth differently. I think it wouldn't have been an afterthought.
I don't know why you're acting like our truth is Hulk fucking Hogan, though. Like, I don't know why, or Steve Austin, or like nothing would have happened. If they really released him and then they just stopped talking about him, you'd hear chants for another couple weeks and then it would just go away. And I don't know why.
Maybe.
No, what do you mean maybe? What? There's no maybe about it.
I'm saying maybe you would say, I think it would have died after the first week, Jess. I'm agreeing with you.
What if they released him and no one gave a shit? Like, I mean, guess they could
I'm not
his
saying nobody gave a shit.
Like,
I'm saying that people move on all the time. And the fact that they brought him back was calculated. It wasn't like our truth, the one, we released a bunch of people and they're chanting for our truth. We messed up. There's no fucking way that they did that. It's just not possible.
I think you give too much credit to WWE sometimes.
No, I'm not giving them any credit at all. I think you give too much credit for them for thinking that they thought they fucked up. They didn't fuck up. This was all planned. Like, this was all a thing. They've never fucked around. And it's so hilarious how hypocritical the internet wrestling community is, right? Because they took something so serious as somebody being released, which really people are getting fired and losing their jobs, and they turned it into a storyline. And not one person, one hypocrite on the internet said, that's kind of fucked up. What about the people that really get released that are like, wait a minute, like, we just had our truth play on real shit.
Oh, it's already starting, though, with the fans. Let's start chanting such and such name. Let's start chanting,
But I'm okay with it because of the fact that like it's like throw us a curveball.
Exactly.
Make us not know. I think that's awesome. Like I don't have any problem with it.
How convenient is it for WWE to have this big machine that whenever they do fuck up, they get to say, well, it was all part of the plan anyway. So like,
I mean, that's a good point, Craig.
So
I'm not saying
was Daniel Bryan's yes movement just fucking all like the plan from the beginning?
Well, that's a good point.
Karrion Kross, was that all just the plan?
Karrion story.
Well, so Triple H will tell you that. Yes, Bryan Danielson was actually telling us to hold him back. And
you enjoying the show, Craig?
Of course.
Craig, you enjoying the show? Enjoy the show.
Right.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah. Those things for sure.
I honestly, and I agree with you in some point that it's absolutely a possibility.
And you're also saying that like They realized they fucked up, and then all of the sudden, really quick, it was like, I'm going to cut all my hair off. I'm going to do all this. This is all planned. How do you not see it? I don't understand how like people can honestly believe that like
Vince used to rewrite the show on like the fucking Sunday night or Monday day and used to tear up the script. You can do anything.
He would tear it up live.
I know that, but you're talking about a guy cutting his hair off. Like you're talking about like that just doesn't happen without a conversation before and a plan. That's not like R-Truth is like, well, I guess I'm fired. And then he ignores all the calls. And then Nick Khan calls him. He's like, all right, I'll hear your deal. Okay, I'll accept your deal. And then all of a sudden he's like, and then I'll cut my hair off. And then all this stuff. That's not like.
Yes, I'm willing to entertain your theory. Absolutely. But I'm saying personally, I think they caught the momentum. They are so tuned into social media. Some things they can't work.
Craig, you want to believe that we make a difference. You've always been that way. And I love that about you. You love the underdog. You always believe we don't mean shit unless we put money down. They don't fucking care that we're chanting. If everybody chants and no money comes in, they're going to be like, who fucking cares? But if money comes in, they're going to be like, oh, maybe that's something we can explore. If money is behind it,
that means we never get to question WWE and TKO. Like anything can always be work.
We can question them all the time. Like, what do you mean we can't? Of course we can. Like that's
it means because if they pivot on anything was always part of the plan and always part of the show.
Because they have a hypersensitive internet that's trying to be the boss and trying to tell them, no, we tell you what to do. And then they're like, no, we're the multi-billion-dollar company. You watch us. We're going to entertain you. Like they've always had that mindset. Even back in the shitty PG era, Road Dogg used to text all the time. You know, I just wish fans would just be quiet and just watch the show and accept it. And I hated that thing, but if you give us good creative, I'll be a lot more of a sheep for you. If you want to just give me good programming, then I'll shut the fuck up and believe whatever you want to tell me. So it's like it's whatever they want it. And the fact that they're hot and they're doing what they're doing right now and making billions, they can kind of do whatever they want and say whatever they want, and we're going to believe it. Now, if business was bad, like maybe that's a different story if something like this happens, like, you know, because they let someone go that might help them spike the needle, and then oh shit, we need to get that person back. I just don't believe that R-Truth has that kind of pull.
How have you gone in 1 week from who cares, get rid of him to this is a work?
No, I was not get rid of him. He had already been let go, Craig. I never said get rid of him. I just said, why is everybody so upset that he's gone?
Right, you said you were completely fine and it wasn't a bad look to get rid of them.
It wasn't. If they let him, it wasn't a bad look. He was just part of cuts, and he's been there for forever. Like, I don't know. It wasn't a bad look, and they would have they would have buried him. If he
didn't show up on Monday, you would have been fine with it. And now he showed up, and now it's like, oh fuck, it's a work, and it was the plan the whole time.
Well, that means we all got worked, brother.
Yeah, because like they decide because we all got worked. Like they decided to do that. They decided to say, hey, you know, we always release people, and what if like we just say that we're releasing someone? And who knows? We don't even know. John Cena could just be like, part of my retirement tour, I want R-Truth, who has for years pretty much pitched himself.
He wanted
to John
to do everything
Cena.
different.
Like,
he just wanted to do
Cena.
A lot of different things.
He's talked about, you know,
that was your point last week in saying John Cena's the one that had him do a send off to say goodbye and do it that way. So it's like
it all made sense. Like, but maybe it was further than that. It wasn't just to let him go. It was, why don't we throw a wrinkle in and have him leave? And then everybody knows they love R-Truth. I mean, like R-Truth is super beloved. They knew everybody that worked with him on social media would go and put something personal about him, which they all did. Like everybody did, from Natty to the Bellas. Everyone that worked with him years ago.
Rhea was wearing that shirt on Monday.
Dog.
The shirt they released after he returned. Come on.
Yes, they have signs everywhere.
That was already
why would she wear it though?
No, I know, but you think really
supposedly they weren't allowed to wear it.
If they realized that, hey, we let this guy go and we kind of just want this off, they let her wear it on purpose because they wanted people to see her.
But it wasn't a new shirt. Like the thing was like it was a brand new shirt that just got released. It was an older shirt. Like she wasn't wearing a pre-release.
It wasn't released yet. That one they didn't release it until when he came back. She wore it the week before. Yeah, the Ron Killing shirt. She was wearing the Ron Killing shirt that they released on WWE's website after he returned at Money in the Bank. Yeah, the red one.
No, I thought it was the week before.
Why would they let her release a shirt that hadn't been released yet?
No, I thought it was the week before, Craig. To your point, I thought it was. I thought because
I don't think the Monday before he returned. Literally the 2 days after when everyone was freaking out because he got released. She wore it that Monday.
You think it's all a work, but they would let Rhea wear a pre-release shirt that hadn't been released yet?
Because it's a work.
Come on,
yes,
guys.
Because it's a work. So you think Rhea just wore it and then they told her like bullshit?
I mean,
like,
we might.
It was an
Me and Jess
existing
might be
shirt,
getting
an old
work
Ron
thinking
Killen
it's
shirt.
a fucking
It wasn't
work.
a brand
Yeah,
new
I
shirt.
think-
They wouldn't let. If this was a work, they wouldn't have let Rhea Ripley wear a brand new shirt that hadn't been released yet.
Because then you get
you
found
want-
out.
Like,
Your work gets found out. Yeah.
No,
You're
that's
talking about
the
a person that
point.
has
Like,
carrying cross behind the things and
Well,
sends you stuff
exactly.
in
All the
background.
time.
It's a work.
but that's what I'm
No.
saying. They foreshadow.
Yeah.
You're proving my point. Like
I'm
they
not.
foreshadow all the time.
You think they're that dumb that they would have Rhea Ripley have a pre-release shirt on the week before after he got?
Why would that
released?
be dumb? It's telling you that it's going to happen.
Because you just
And
think
then
she's wearing it
everybody's
because she
still
misses
pissed,
him.
and like,
It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be explained. Doesn't have
yes,
to be
that's the
explained that
whole
it's gonna
thing.
be
Is like
released later, you know?
everybody when I read the internet,
You're
everybody
giving
was
too
like,
much, "You're giving too much credit to WWE."
Well,
I'm willing
I-
to entertain the
I
theory that
disagree
it's
with
a
you.
work. I'm not willing
Craig,
to
what would
entertain
you say if
that
then we
mistake
got
that
worked
much.
into thinking it was a work? I mean,
Oh my
and
god.
and then you can never question them. And that's
So
what
what
I'm
is it?
saying. You can
but
never
what? Question them about what?
This
Who
is-
cares?
th-
If they don't care if we
we're
question them.
stepping, we're stepping so far into
Well,
the Meltzer world right now. Like
I
we have
wanted
no
to-
idea.
I wanted to
This
talk
is
to
what
s-
he deals with on a weekly basis. He gets fed bullshit, tries to report it. They
Well,
either change it or it was
speaking
bullshit,
of Meltzer,
and you can't tell
it's,
which is
it's
which.
related
And
to
poor
Meltzer.
gets
You want
caught
to
in
see
this
something
crossfire
even
like
more
every week.
ridiculous than what we're talking about here is Vince Russo saying,
Yeah.
"I'm telling you this right now. Matter of fact, mark down the date. John Cena's last match will be against this guy right here,
Fuck
Triple
him.
H."
fuck that guy. God damn it. I know.
So is
And
it
then
crazy,
Raven
Craig, that
said
we think
he
it's a
has
work?
fucking defibrillator.
Hey,
Who's it gonna be?
Vince Russo
Is it
Triple
It was
H
Triple
against
H.
John Cena's last. Yeah,
And then someone
Disco.
responded with
Disco
he has a
said
defibrillator in his
he's
heart.
got a defibrillator.
Like, are you
in his heart.
fucking dumb? Like he can't. Did you see Triple H when he walked on top of Allegiant? Dude, he can barely
Yeah.
walk. Are you kidding me?
No, dude.
Yeah,
he's
there's no
he's
way.
telling you this right now.
Mark down the date?
What an idiot! I didn't hear that.
And then
I
if
missed
it
that
happens,
entirely.
you guys will be like, "It was a fucking work."
he's so
You fucking
stupid.
you know, don't take that
Russo
shot at me.
worked
That's
on
not what I'm
Triple H
saying.
versus
You know,
Cena.
I'm sorry that you got worked and you want justice against a big corporation, Craig. Don't take a shot at me. Like you want justice against a big corporation.
Not taking a shot
I
at you
don't
at all.
understand. I don't
almost spit out his
understand.
beer.
No. Because like that was a joke that we're just gonna say we're gonna defend them all the time saying it to work. No,
No,
it's-
I'm saying
why
they
do
can
we give them
excuse
credit?
anything that happens, and then
You
we'll be
think
like,
they
"Oh, fuck, that's
accidentally
right,
have
of
been
course."
around for fucking 40 years making billions of dollars and like it's an accident? They don't know how
Right.
to promote people. You think that everything that they do is like, well, we made a mistake, so let's just fucking organically. No,
Not everything.
It's a machine that pumps life into whatever they want us to believe. Yes, there's been
So-
some things where
so
they've
you're-
done that.
You're saying where
I'm
Truth
saying
wouldn't answer
we're
his
all
phone
fucking
until
carnies,
Khan
and they
called
can-
him.
They can
Like,
make
that's
us
not
believe
real?
whatever they want to believe. I'm saying, me personally,
I'm not saying that they don't. You have a point, Craig, when he was at the fucking press conference and he's like, you enjoy the show, like all smug. I'm not saying that, you know, I do agree with you that when there's smoke, there is fire, for sure.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, like, in this case, he might have an erection because, like, he got one on us. Maybe, and all the evidence of what kind of a machine they are and what they do for a living shows that they knew exactly what they were doing. Like,
I heard
with this.
erection shut off his heart monitor. That's what I heard.
It might
When you
have.
bring
He
up
might
the
have
Daniel
passed
Bryan
out.
thing,
I
the
just
yes
don't-
movement, I
That's
think
not
they
a
learned
word.
from that.
They're not. I always admire that about you. You want the big corporation to pay, and you want the little person to get what they're worth. I fucking agree with you 1,000%. And you've always had that. It's why you like Daniel Bryan. It's why you like people that love their craft.
But don't
You
mean
want them to
they'll
get
work
justice. I'm
a
not saying
storyline to make you think it's actually a shoot to make profit off it. They learned from the Daniel Bryan movement. So they saw the Daniel
I'm
Bryan
okay with
movement
that.
and they said, we can actually manufacture this. We can
I
actually
guess,
manufacture
okay, so I
this.
guess that's
I
more
love
my
getting
point.
worked.
Tell everyone that our truth
I
got
guess
fired.
that's more my point than
We're gonna
anything.
tell everybody.
We can talk all day about whether Brett and Sean was actually a fucking
all a work,
work,
dude.
right? Like,
It's all
people
a work.
never ever know. Like, and yes, wrestling. Yeah,
Exactly.
Real life
That-
is fake.
exactly.
Wrestling is real.
So
Brett got
no,
worked.
It's the truth.
it's funny that you say that because
Brett got
I think
worked.
the feelings were real, and I think maybe what happened was real. But nobody ever goes back, and I'm not gonna jump on that bandwagon and say that I think the Montreal Screwjob was a work because it wasn't. But I mean, Vince McMahon 2 months before, when he walked into that Monday Night Raw and told Brett, "I can't honor your contract," said, I will help you write your WCW negotiation letter. I don't know what is a work or not. That's a work to me. Like when the owner of the company's like, I don't want to employ you anymore, but I'm going to make sure that you can use me as leverage to get the biggest fucking deal from them. That's a work, folks.
Right.
Like that's a work in the back. Like so I'm not. And
that's
then
what
from
makes
that,
it awesome. The fact
Yeah.
we're all debating this heatedly, and we went from whether it's cool to release him or whether it's normal or blah blah blah, and then right now we're saying shoot or work. Like, fucking bravo, right? Like,
Works.
That's all I'm saying. Is me personally, I'm saying it's kind of a shoot. And I hope one day I'm wrong.
You know what it probably is.
Craig.
Like someday
it's probably in the middle.
We always
probably in the middle.
find out eventually. There's a podcast.
This is what happened. This is what happened. His contract was coming up.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Well, let me entertain all these other ideas, and I'm going to put in the contract what I want from you guys, and then we can go from there.
and then maybe they saw, you know what, we're willing to do that. Okay, I'm resigning.
Yeah.
But I got released.
All we can do is we can held in our own a wrestler's court of the evidence that we have. We have Rhea's thing. We have how they treated him before. Maybe they knew. I mean, truly.
That means they may have
I
worked
love that
TNA.
we are debating it.
They may have worked TNA because
underdog,
TNA was
but-
like, hey, we'll take
Yeah.
you. And goddamn.
Maybe you did prove your point because I don't know of any other wrestler besides R-Truth that's got us this.
That's why I said who would have known that he's the most interesting story
It's
in
been
Twitter.
fucking 2 weeks in a row. We are completely divided. in
I'm
two separate weeks of two separate
solid.
issues. Yeah.
100%. Or well, like what I said halfway.
I never questioned. You were saying that in the text.
2 and 2, shoot
and I was
versus work.
Cuz thinks it's
That's
a work.
a good thing. Yeah, I say
Right.
work. I say shoot. I say shoot.
That's why I'm going to double down on saying R-Truth should take the title off John Cena. That's what I'm saying. Right now.
Maybe at this
fucking
point,
do it,
Dude.
If it's creating this much heat amongst the fans,
I'll write you a check for $100 if that happens. I would fucking love that to happen.
I mean,
can you imagine?
I think it's a long shot, but I mean, if they're putting this much equity in him,
his shirt was number one seller after
Just said. Let's
by the way, he attacked John Cena twice tonight. He attacked him in the beginning of the show, and he attacked him at the end of the show.
Let's end the show like this. You say Truth's gonna take it off.
Going.
I say Cody's gonna take it off. Who's gonna take it off? Cena. I say Cody. Jess, you say Truth. You just threw it out there.
I'm gonna have to go with Truth now. I mean, Cody's probably the safe bet, but I mean, it's But I mean, I don't know.
Anybody different than that? Anybody have a different say? Who's
Theory or Rollins?
Could be.
Ooh, Theory's.
Well, that's the thing. Theory, they're one-on-one match. It's Theory.
What about Braun?
One.
Yeah.
How about the last thing though? Before
I can't even vision it in my head right now.
Regardless of what side you're on,
but I love it. I fucking
it's got
love
everyone talking. Blake Monroe.
Yeah. Craig, who's gonna take out Cena? Who's gonna take out Cena?
It's gonna be
I think
Omos.
it's Cody, but who knows?
Who knows?
Doesn't it seem too
Just chokes them. But Blake Monroe, that's
Blake
the name.
Monroe.
Why? Why,
Terrible
Craig?
name.
Oh, why? Why is
We
it
were
terrible?
joking last week. And I think one of us said the last
I
name
was
would be
thinking it was
Monroe,
going to be
Marilyn
Mariah Monroe, but they didn't go that route.
Dude, people are so pissed about this.
Yeah.
AEW
She's my
fans
niece.
are
Blake's my
losing
niece.
their mind. They're like,
It's
how
fine.
dare
They'll
you
make it
leave?
whatever
How
they
dare
wanna
you
make it.
leave? Lose your
It's
name
after
that you
her
built upon
niece.
for so many years.
It was in
and
homage
get
to
paid
her
less
niece.
money. They're calling her, but they're literally calling her stupid. You're stupid. I'm like, but she went after her dream though. And then I asked the question. This is my challenge to people that are really pissed at Blake Monroe, because that's what her name is now, right? I said, where was she gonna go after Tony Storm? What was she going to do?
They paid her off
Was she gonna bring up the young talent? What young? Well, no, I get it. The blow up they had was great. The storyline they had was great. But it was the storyline of the decade, in my opinion. This is one of the best ones ever. And I'm like, where does she go from here in AEW? What does she do after this? She doesn't have the title. She had to shine it back to Tony. But where does she go at that point? Even Monet, is Monet going to give it one of her 15 titles? I don't think so.
And not
so
even that, why are we all ignoring the fact that that WWE is the big leagues? You know what I mean? They're like, how could you leave? And
This is the side right here. This is where look at this guy.
Childhood dream.
His name is Carlos.
She
She
took
took 250,000 and
people are
AEW
saying.
gave her $1 million or something.
Right.
Whatever that idiot said, and that even the dirt sheets were like, this is not true. Carlos Cisneros, AEW, All Elite Wrestling says, I'm sorry, but you will never be timeless. Tony Storm, you're not on her level, but good luck in the place she escaped from. Enjoy mediocrity, baby. Like, what the fuck? But you were probably jizzing all over her when she was on the screen when she was going with Tony Storm. But all of a sudden...
Yeah. When 18 months, when she's fighting Tiffy in the main event of WrestleMania, like, shut up, Carlos.
So,
but
did you see, obviously we're talking because we know her name, so we saw the vignette. I'm gonna, if I'm being honest, it was very Tony Storm.
It was a movie,
like the vignette. It was very timeless.
That's what everyone is saying. Yeah.
No,
so I don't know if they're doing
that's why
that
she
on
went with
purpose to
Monroe
wink at
because
it or
she,
whatever.
she's a big fan of Marilyn Monroe, and she's a big fan of all the Hollywood stuff.
No, not the name.
But
the name. The video vignette was like
she's all into that, and then the
and
Blake is her name, her niece's name. That's why she called herself Blake. So Monroe because she's a fan of all that old timey movie stuff.
Okay. Oh.
Who said that?
No,
Meltzer?
that's her niece's name.
I'm just kidding. I know.
I don't know how. First of all, I don't even know how Coach got on my radar of people that I want to
Kill.
Yeah, I don't want to say all that. Yes, I agree with what you both just said. I don't know how that happened, but him and Vince Russo gotta be the two dumbest people on the planet. Like they have to be. Like I don't know if that's even close. I can't even think of a competition for them.
It's ridiculous. I wonder, like, who put them together? Who's like, who should really hang out with?
It's all hate clicks, and like that's all it is. They just know that if they say outlandish shit, you're gonna fucking click on it to yell at them
even
and all that.
What's his name? He doesn't do too crazy, but he starts putting some clickbait titles. Hey y'all, Maven here.
Who's that? Steven?
No, he does. Because you talking about Maven
guy does the same thing. Who's that NBA ESPN
Smith,
guy? Stephen A. Smith does the same shit. Just says.
You know who does it also?
Shit.
Oh yeah, he does.
Stevie Richards does it a lot now. I've noticed too.
Oh, like really?
Dude, and you know who I hate? You know whose thumbnails I hate is fucking Dutch Mantel, because he does the stupid fucking.
I think it's the same guy, like the same producer of Mantel, and
I think you're right, Craig. It's that same podcast family or that group or whatever. Like,
how much was I paid my first year?
We could end it on a. We have to end it on this
He's
meme
holding
though.
his pockets out.
Okay.
What do you got?
Dude, look at that.
Oh,
hang on, the stream's behind.
Why?
That's
why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?
Can we give
you guys
props?
are seeing it before me?
She won the NCAA shot put on her first throw.
That's my daughter. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, that's
sister.
Yeah, I'd say Brock got all the gene transfer on that one is what everybody says.
You're gonna bring her home by 9.
Good.
Right?
That means
yes, sir. Yes, I am. Yes, sir.
Can you imagine?
Oh God, no.
No.
Can you imagine? No, I mean, like, just her boyfriend, like, get Brock Lesnar is your dad. Like, I don't even know if she's ever going to get past her first date.
Like imagine she's like, you're her boyfriend. She's like, you want to come over? My dad, he wants to invite you for some whiskey. I'd be like, being around him when he's alcohol in him? A little terrified by that. Like,
how long before she gets
doing that?
How long before she gets into the developmental NXT?
I haven't heard anything about, her going to wrestling yet. Like, there has not been any mention of that at all.
I mean, there's not much. Unless she's going to the Olympics, there's not much money in the shop
speaking of that too, I guess the last thing we can hit on is the NIL. They signed Mark Henry, son, Scott Steiner's son, and someone else, one more person. Mark Henry, Scott Steiner. God, I don't remember who the other guy was. Yeah, I can't think of it. It's from the NIL. Oh, Titus O'Neil.
Like
surprisingly,
the two.
Yeah.
Gee,
what? His son?
What?
On the screen.
Wow.
Somebody call my mom.
So Mark Henry's son, Titus, and Scott Steiner's. I can't wait. I think they're gonna fast track Scott Steiner's son to get into the Rollins.
That's so fun. That's not NIL.
I mean, it is, but they're coming from the NIL program,
stuff.
so they don't have to pay him. No, I'm just
I don't
know. I'm just messing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's all true.
I mean, how much of an
they'll get into NXT right away.
That's it.
They're all three going to get into NXT right away.
No, I have no complaints.
It's just amazing that there's so much talent out there from them. Like it's just
it's never going to end. It's never going to stop. But
Mark Henry broke a pan, like bent a pan on
pulled
Monday Night Raw, like an actual pan. Like,
and he worked us with the retirement speech.
Our truth worked.
Did you ever? That was a good one. Did you ever hear?
I'll never forget that day.
You hear him? He was grimacing, and they asked what he was doing. He was trying to tear like a quarter, I think. Or or a dime.
Jeez.
And he just signed a
He
legend.
had like
See,
halfway. He had like
see,
halfway. He was
Braun's
just
going
doing
to do
it
all
as
that stuff.
board.
He's got Braun Strowman's going to be doing the same shit Mark Henry's doing. They're going to sign him to the Legends deal because he can't really, Well, I guess he's going to do that food show with WWE, right? The food where he.
I hope he just gets work. I think
He's
he
still
will.
with.
Like, I hope
He's
he
still
gets
going to
work,
do
'cause
that show
Braun
where he's
Strowman's
like,
really cool.
it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be like a man versus food. It's gonna be something like that.
The
Going down to
unfortunate side of
Nashville,
Braun
Tennessee,
Strowman
to the
is his
local
body
barbecue
just
spot.
His body just couldn't handle. You're just too fucking big and too fucking tall, and his body couldn't hold up. Like again, you call it out. 5 years, Damian Priest, same thing.
Oh, and we never
That's
mentioned
right.
Boogs being one of the
Boogs,
gladiators.
Wardlow,
in the
and
American
Camille.
Gladiators.
Yeah,
Boogs,
Oh, shit,
Wardlow,
that's
and
right.
Camille.
Fucking
Well,
Boogs and
Wardlow's going
Wardlow.
too. Oh, Wardlow.
Apparently,
I didn't-
American Gladiators has had a resurgence in Europe and England.
weird.
It's super popular again. So it's like, hey, Mrs. Host, Wardlow.
Well,
and
you know
Boogs.
what brought that on is the Netflix issue with them.
Oh yeah, the
hurting each other
documentary.
The documentary probably. brought it
Malibu
on.
did tons.
It's
of
like,
coke.
oh, it
At
was
least
really
Wardlow
bad.
and
And it was
Camille
a
are
horrible
gonna use again.
experience. So let's bring it back. I was saying Wardlow.
Piece of shit.
Wardlow.
All right, hey, cuz, what's up with the stream? Is it?
Just like SmackDown is, the
over.
stream is over.
Is it what?